In a quiet corner of the galaxy, far from trade routes and patrols, a small Velari scout ship drifted through space. Captain Rel, a tall blue-skinned alien with calm yellow eyes, watched the screen in front of him. Something strange was coming. Through the sensors. A weak signal buried under static flashed every 5 seconds. "It's an old emergency code," said his navigator, Larn. "Very old, buried deep." Rel narrowed his eyes. From where? From Moon 3 Delta? In the Forbidden Zone. Rel stood up slowly. "That moon is supposed to be lifeless. Nothing's there." Larn looked nervous. "Should we ignore it, Captain?" Rel shook his head. "No, prepare a landing team." Moments later, the ship descended onto the gray surface of the moon. Thick dust clouds rose as the engines cooled. The team stepped out, their suits glowing faintly in the dark. "Over there," one of the crew called, pointing to a rocky hill. Behind the rocks, hidden from orbit scans, was a large metal hatch. It had no markings, no warning signs, just old rusted steel. But it wasn't alien dot, it was human-made. Rel touched the control panel, and to everyone's shock, the hatch opened with a hiss. Inside, the air was stale and dry. Lights flickered weakly in long, silent halls. The deeper they walked, the colder it became. "What is this place?" Larn whispered. Rel didn't answer. He could feel something was very wrong. And then they heard it crying faint. Weak. Coming. From down below, the team rushed forward. At the end of the hallway, they reached a large door. It buzzed with energy, an old human force field. Rel disabled it with a quick command. The door slid open, and they froze. Inside were children. Human. Children. 10, maybe 12 of them. All under 10 years old. Some were sitting against the wall. Others lay curled up on cold floors. Their eyes were wide with fear. One girl, no older than 6, held a torn piece of cloth in her tiny hands. It was an Earth flag. The room went silent. Even the air felt heavy. Rel stepped forward, slowly lowering his helmet. The children flinched. "We're not here to hurt you," he said gently. "You're safe now." But they didn't understand his words. They just stared, eyes filled with terror, back on the ship. The transmission was sent to the Galactic Council. Encrypted. Urgent. The message was short. "We found a prison. Human children inside. This is not authorized. Respond immediately." The reply came in minutes. An angry voice, full of disbelief, roared across the channel. "You did WHE to human kids? Are you insane?" The Velara crew stood in silence. This is a crime," one of them whispered. Rel looked down at the small girl now sleeping in his arms. "We need answers," he said. "And we need to find out who did this." But someone was already watching them, the ones who built the prison. From a hidden ship above the moon, dark eyes stared at the Velari team on the screen. "They found it," a voice growled. "Now they'll start digging. Should we stop them?" asked another. "No," the leader said coldly. "Let them uncover the truth. It will tear the galaxy apart faster than we ever could." Back on the surface, the children were carried onto the Velari ship. Medical bots scanned their bodies. Many were malnourished. Some had bruises. But all were alive. Why would anyone do this? Larn asked. Rel looked out the window at the stars. "I don't know," he said, "but we're going to find out. And when we do, whoever did this won't be able to hide." As the ship lifted off, one of the children opened her eyes. For the first time in a long time, she saw Hope. The galactic peace. Council had not been this loud in years. Thousands of alien leaders sat in a massive chamber shaped like a hollow sphere. Holograms floated above them, showing the images from Captain Rel's report human children, scared and locked away in a hidden prison. Gasps and angry whispers echoed across the room. The high speaker, a tall being with silver skin and glowing white eyes, banged his staff on the floor. Silence! He shouted. The room fell quiet. Rel stood at the center. A live feed beamed from his ship. The little girl with the Earth flag sat quietly beside him, drinking warm soup. These children were found on Moon 3 Delta, he began. No record of their presence exists in any database. They were kept in darkness, unfed, untouched by sunlight. Who is responsible for this? A counselor roared. Rel looked around. We don't know yet, but this was not an accident. The prison was hidden with advanced shielding tech. Someone powerful built it and made sure no one could find it. A representative from the Dorlic species stood up. You're saying someone imprisoned human children in secret without the knowledge of this council? Yes, Rel replied calmly. And now the question is why? Another representative, older and wise, leaned forward. Has Earth been informed? Rel hesitated. No, not yet. Murmurs filled the chamber again. You must tell them immediately, someone shouted. This is a direct threat to their people. Or worse, said another. It could spark war. The high speaker raised his voice. We will not hide this from Earth. Contact the Terran Union now. But Earth had already received the signal. Aboard a massive Terran battlecruiser orbiting the edge of Sol space, Admiral Rain stared at the same images the Council was watching. He clenched his fists. Children, he said. They locked up children. A young officer beside him looked terrified. Sir, should we mobilize? Rain didn't respond at first. Then, in a cold voice, he said, Bring me the captains. We go to the Council. Now, back at the Council chamber, the air changed. A strange energy passed through the hall. A ripple. And then the humans arrived. A single Terran cruiser dropped from faster-than-light speed and hovered above the Council dome. Everyone looked up as a human representative walked into the chamber. Admiral Rain himself. No words were spoken for a long moment. Then he simply asked, Where? Rel's voice cracked slightly. Moon 3 Delta. We've retrieved the children. They're safe aboard my ship. Rain nodded once. His jaw was tight. How many? 12. All under 10 cycles, Rel answered. The human officer closed his eyes for a moment. Then he looked at the high speaker. We want names. We want truth. And if we don't get it, he leaned forward, his voice as sharp as steel. We'll take it. The chamber fell into silence. Even the oldest species, those that had watched. Stars be born and Di felt something they had not felt in centuries. Fear. Because the humans had arrived. And they were angry, very angry. The high speaker stood again. We will form a special tribunal. Every lead will be investigated. Every shadow will be searched. Rain nodded, but his voice remained cold. Make it fast. Back on Rel's ship, the children rested. One boy, small, quiet, sat near a window, looking at the stars. They're going to help us, right? He asked softly. Rel sat beside him. Yes, the whole galaxy is watching now. But deep in the darkness, someone else was watching too. Inside, a black space station hidden behind a dying star, a shadowy figure stood over dozens of other prison cells still full. More human children. More secrets. They found the first batch. He said. Another voice replied from the dark. Let them have it. They think they've won something. But soon, the figure continued, they'll realize this was only the beginning. Captain Rel sat quietly inside the observation room of his ship. The children were now safe, sleeping in soft beds under warm lights. Medical bots moved gently between them, checking health levels and giving nutrients. But Rel couldn't rest. Kept looking at the data his tech officer had found in the prison's computer core. A single line of code, buried deep in the files. Facility 03 online. Facility 04 active. Facility 06 full. It wasn't just one prison. There were more. He stood and walked to the bridge, where Larn waited with wide eyes. "Captain," Larn said quickly, "I've cross-checked those coordinates. They don't match any known systems. Someone went to great lengths to erase them." Rel frowned. "But we found one. We'll find the rest." At the same time, back in the council chamber, a secret meeting was taking place. Only the highest-ranking members were present, and Earth's Admiral Rain stood among them. "You're saying there are more facilities?" asked the High Speaker. Rain placed a small cube on the table. It lit up, revealing red dots across a star map. "Our intelligence found reference to at least 5 more sites, hidden across dead zones." One representative leaned back, shocked. "But why human children?" Rain's face darkened. "That's what I intend to find out. But you should all understand something clearly." He looked around, his voice like a storm ready to break. "If we find even one more prison, the Terran Union will consider it an act of galactic war." The council fell silent. A soft voice spoke. "We don't even know who's behind this." Rain looked directly at the High Speaker. "Then you better start digging. Fast." Far away, deep in the forgotten side of the galaxy, a ship moved like a ghost, black, quiet, undetectable. Inside sat a man, clearly not alien, but not entirely human either. He wore dark armor and watched the data screen. Another Velari patrol had passed near Facility 04. "Too close. They're getting closer," he said. A small alien beside him nodded. "The humans won't stop." "They shouldn't have seen the children," the man growled. "The plan was working. The experiments were going well. But now, it's all burning." The alien hesitated. "Should we relocate them?" The man stood. "No. If they want to fight, let them come." He walked past more holding cells, this time not only with children, but adults, humans, civilians, soldiers, scientists, all asleep in cryo chambers. He touched the glass of one pod and whispered, "They don't even know why we're doing this, but they will." Back on Rel's ship, an urgent alert beeped. "Captain, a signal just came through. Very old encryption Terran design." Rel looked up. "From where?" "Unknown system. But the message is clear." A small hologram appeared, grainy, damaged. A human woman's face, pale, tired, her voice barely came through. "This is Dr. Helen Krauss. Facility 04 has fallen. They took the children. Please, someone find them. I tried to hide the data. If you're seeing this, tell Earth we didn't agree to this. We were tricked. They lied to us." And static. The message ended. Rel stared at the screen in horror. "Another facility," Larn whispered. "And someone knew about it all along," Rel added. He turned to his crew. "Plot a course. We find Facility 04. What?" "About the council?" Larn asked. Rel narrowed his eyes. "If we wait for the council, more children might die." At the same moment, aboard Earth's command ship, Admiral Rain received the same message. His face hardened. He looked at the ship. "AI, prepare the fleet." The AI responded. "How many ships, Admiral?" Rain turned away from the window, voice ice cold. "All of them." Dr. Helen Krauss had once been one of Earth's top scientists. Now she was forgotten. Lost in space, inside the cold ruins of Facility 04, she moved silently through broken corridors. Her legs weak, her hands shaking. She hadn't eaten in 2 days. The air was thin. Systems were failing. But she was alive, and she was hiding. Years ago, she'd been sent to research alien technology found near the edge of known space. It was supposed to be peaceful work, just scanning, recording, and studying. But then the orders changed. Children arrived. Human children. We're just observing growth in low gravity. Her superiors said. But soon, injections started. Harsh. Lights, loud alarms. Some kids got sick. Some cried all night. One died. Helen refused to stay quiet, and they locked her away. Now, after the prison systems failed, she had escaped her cell. The guards were gone. The AI was dead. The only thing that kept her going was the small emergency beacon she'd managed to activate, the same one Captain Rel's ship had picked up. She had one job left: survive until someone arrived, and warn them, because this wasn't just about testing or illegal science. This was something darker. Captain Rel's ship exited warp near the coordinates. Everyone on board went silent. Before them was a shattered moon, its surface torn apart like glass. A massive structure floated above it, broken, twisted. That was Facility 04. Rel whispered, "Power readings are low. But I'm seeing one life form." "One?" Larn asked. "Just one?" "Bring her in," Rel ordered, inside the ships. Medbay. Helen opened her eyes slowly. She blinked at the bright lights and tried to sit up. "Easy," said Rel gently. "You're safe now." Helen grabbed his hand with weak fingers. "The children, did you find them?" "We found 12. But we know there are more." Tears filled her eyes. "It's not just children anymore. They're building something, using human DNA, mixing it with alien tech. They said it was for defense, but it's a weapon, a living weapon." Rel looked at Larn. "She's telling the truth?" Larn nodded. "She's listed as missing from Earth's records. For 7 years. She was part of the original science team." Helen leaned forward, desperate. "It's not just rogue scientists. It's bigger. Someone high up is funding this. On Earth, on alien worlds, maybe even in the Council." Rel stepped back, stunned. That would explain how they stayed hidden. Helen's eyes met his. "You have to warn Earth. Tell them to look inside their own walls." Meanwhile, aboard the Terran flagship, Admiral Rain received the update from REL. He read every word of Dr. Helen's statement in silence. Then he turned to his second-in-command. "I want every military base, research facility, and black site rechecked," he said. "I don't care who's running them. No one is above suspicion." "Yes, sir," the officer replied. Rain stared at the star map on the wall, dozens of red markers where possible facilities could be hidden. "They used our own people," he muttered. "They used our children." He picked up a data pad and added a personal message to be broadcast across Earth's allied colonies. "To all humans, if you see anything strange, missing children, strange experiments, silent ships report. The war has already started. We just didn't see it coming." Back in the shadows of space, the man in black armor watched the news spread across networks. He smiled coldly. "They found the doctor. Let them chase ghosts." A younger officer near him asked, "What if they find Facility 0? A man shook his head. "They won't, because that one isn't on any map. And that's where the real creation is growing." He walked into a chamber filled with tubes, glowing softly. Inside each one floated a child. But these children were not fully human anymore. Their eyes glowed. Their skin shimmered with energy. Their blood was different. They took our stars. They ignored us. Now we reshaped their future. Facility 0 was not on any map. It floated inside a dying nebula hidden by radiation, time, and betrayal. Thick clouds of red gas surrounded it, pulsing like a wounded heart. No signal could escape. No probe could scan it. It had been built to disappear. Inside, the halls were quiet. Too quiet. But deep below, in a chamber bathed in blue light, something moved. A child floated in the center of a giant sphere hooked to cables, monitored by machines older than most civilizations. His body was small, but his mind was changing. He blinked, and the lights in the room flickered. He breathed, and metal walls trembled. His name had once been Eli, but the scientists had erased that. Now they called him Subject Prime, the perfect blend of human strength and alien design. He was smart, fast, and born to lead the army they were building in silence. A voice echoed through the chamber. "He's stabilizing faster than expected." The man in black armor, commander of Facility Zero, stood behind the observation glass. "Good. Begin stage 2. A scientist looked nervous. "Are we sure he can handle it? He's still a child." The commander's eyes turned cold. "He's not a child anymore. He's the first of a new age. The galaxy took Earth's kindness for weakness. We're here to prove them wrong." Back on Captain Rel's ship, Dr. Helen sat with a blanket around her shoulders, sipping warm tea. Her hands still shook, but her mind was sharp. "We need to find Facility Zero," she told Rel. Rel nodded. "We're already scanning the outer zones." "No," she said. "It's not in the zones. That's the trick. It's in the dead. Places no one dares to go. Old war zones, collapsing systems, cursed stars." Rel turned to Lorne. "Start searching for unregistered energy spikes in nebula regions." Helen added, "And search for ghost signals." Facility Zero was built to leak nothing, but a child's mind might reach out. Aboard the Terran flagship, Admiral Rain received the latest scans. They had discovered 3 more ruined sites, all empty. Only scorch marks and blood remained. "They're moving the children," Rain said darkly. "Or worse, they're finishing whatever they started." Then one of his officers shouted, "Sir, we found something. It's weak, but it's there." A strange energy pulse was coming from a nebula place called Saren's Grave, where hundreds of ships had vanished long ago. No one ever came back. Rain stood, prepped the fleet. "We go there now." Back at Facility Zero, Subject Prime's breathing quickened. He whispered, "Someone's coming." His voice was calm, cold, not like a child's voice at all. Dot machines around him beeped louder. The chamber glowed brighter. Dot, the lead scientist, ran to a console. "His senses are reaching beyond the nebula. He's not ready." Another yelled, but it was too late. Dot Prime opened his eyes fully, and the walls around him cracked. Monitors exploded. Glass shattered. And across the galaxy, Earth's most powerful AI collapsed under a wave of psychic feedback. Dot Prime was awake. He whispered just 2 words. "They're late." In Saren's Grave, Admiral Rain's fleet arrived at the edge of the nebula. Dot sensors were blind. Static filled every screen, but the fear in the room was sharp. Dot, no one spoke, until Rel's voice came through the comms. "We're here too, Doctor. Helen believes this is it." Rain replied, "Then we don't wait." He turned to his crew. "Launch the recon drones and prepare for war." But as the first drone entered the nebula, it vanished. Gone. No explosion. No signal. Just silence. Rain stared ahead. "Something is inside," he whispered. "And inside Facility Zero." Prime smiled. "They've come," he said, rising from the chamber for the first time. His feet touched the floor. His eyes glowed. White blue. He wasn't just a child anymore. He was something new, and he was ready to meet the galaxy. Asterisk aboard the Terran flagship, red lights flashed across the control room. Admiral Rain stood silently as another drone vanished without a trace. Inside the nebula, that was the 4th. Still no explosion. No remains. Just erasure. Beside him, Captain Rel's face appeared on the main screen. "He's there. I feel it. I don't know how, but I feel it." Double quotes Dr. Helen stepped into view behind him. It's the child, the one they turned into something else. Rain's voice was calm but heavy. Then we walk into the storm and take him back. Or stop him, Rel said, eyes narrowing. Rain nodded once. All ships advance, slowly. Inside Facility 0, the boy stood at the center of the main chamber. His small body shimmered, wrapped in energy like armor. Cables had once held him in place, but now they hung around him like broken vines dot around him. Alarms screamed. Scientists ran. Walls cracked and bent from invisible force. But Subject Prime, no, Ely stood calm. I hear their thoughts, he said. The humans, the aliens, all of them. One of the lead scientists begged, Eli, listen. We can fix this. You're still one of us. Eli turned slowly. No, he said. You had your chance. With a flick of his hand, the room bent inward. Consoles shattered. The floor lifted Dot, and the scientists vanished. Not dead, Dot erased Dot outside. The nebula, Earth's fleet, pushed deeper. Visibility was near zero. Sensor data was corrupted. It felt like they were swimming through ink. Dot. Then it happened. Every screen flickered. Then a single image appeared across all ships. A boy's face. He was pale, eyes glowing. Calm. He said one word. Why? Rain stepped forward. Eli? If you can hear me, this is Admiral Rain of the Terran Union. We're not here to hurt you. The boy's face tilted. You let them take me. You forgot me. You buried me. Dr. Helen spoke through the fleet comms, her voice shaking. Eli, I never stopped trying to save you. Please believe me. Silence. Then Eli's voice echoed again, not through speakers, but inside every mind. You were too late. But I'm not angry anymore. I'm just awake now. Inside the chamber, Eli raised his hand again. Dot above him. A sphere began to rise, glowing, pulsing, shaking with raw power. Dot. It was a gravity core meant to collapse stars. Dot built by the ones who made him. Dot. And now it responded only to him. If activated, it would rip space itself apart. Back in the fleet, chaos broke out. He's powering a singularity device. Someone shouted. Rain's face went pale. He'll tear open the sector. Captain Rel cut in. We can't attack. He'll destroy everything. Dr. Helen whispered. Let me speak to him, alone. Rain stared at her, then nodded. Her voice was sent directly to the child. Eli, I know you're scared, but you're not alone anymore, Helen said softly. They lied to us. They hurt you. But we're not like them. The voice in her head replied, soft but cold. You came too late. I know, she whispered. But look again. Look around. There are ships full of people ready to protect you now. Not use you, not test you. Just bring you home. Eli paused. Then something changed. His energy dimmed slightly. The gravity core floated lower. And for a second, it looked like he might stop. But then a deeper voice echoed inside the facility. Subject Prime, reset protocol initiated. It was a failsafe from the original creators. Eli screamed. His hands lit up with power. The core surged. Rel didn't wait. He piloted a single-eyed shuttle into the heart of the nebula. Are you insane? Larn shouted. Someone has to reach him, not through words, through presence. The shuttle broke through the final storm cloud, and there he was. Eli hovered alone, trembling, the core above him cracking the sky. Rel stepped out. No weapon, no armor, no shield. Just a voice. You are not a weapon, he said firmly. You are a child. Your pain is real. But so is your choice. The boy trembled. I don't know who I am. Rel walked closer. You're someone we want to bring home. Please, Let me take you there. Eli looked up, tears in glowing eyes. Then slowly the energy faded. The core powered down got, and the storm inside the nebula died. Later, as the ship returned to human space, Eli sat quietly beside Helen. He no longer looked like a monster, just a tired boy. Rain watched from a distance. Rel stood beside him. What happens now? Rain didn't answer right away. Then, he said, we protect him, we heal him, and we find every last one of those who built those prisons. Rel nodded, because if we don't, Rain finished, the next Eli might not choose peace.